I'm about to share something that will save you from making the biggest mistakes when caring for your aging parents. These aren't the usual tips you'll find online. These are the real truths that nobody wants to talk about but everyone needs to know. Most people wait until it's too late. They wait until there's a crisis. A fall. A hospital visit. Suddenly you're making life-changing decisions in a panic. But what if you could avoid that? What if you knew exactly what to do before things got difficult? Here's what's really happening in homes across America right now. Adult children are trying to balance their own lives while watching their parents struggle with basic tasks. They're exhausted. They're overwhelmed. And they're making it harder than it needs to be because they don't know these 7 essential strategies. Let me start with the most important thing. You cannot do this alone. I know you think you can. I know you feel guilty about asking for help. But trying to be a superhero caregiver will destroy your health, your relationships, and ironically, it won't even give your parents the best care. The statistics are shocking. Over 40% of family caregivers report symptoms of depression. Why? Because they're carrying a burden that was never meant for one person. Your parents didn't raise you by themselves. They had help from family, friends, and community. You need the same support system. So what does getting help actually look like? First, talk to your siblings. Yes, even the ones who live far away. Even the ones you don't get along with. Create a family meeting where everyone commits to specific responsibilities. Maybe your sister handles medical appointments. Your brother manages finances. Your cousin does grocery shopping. But here's where most families mess up. They have one meeting and think they're done. Wrong. You need weekly check-ins. Things change constantly with elderly parents. What worked last month might not work today. Regular communication keeps everyone on the same page and prevents resentment from building up. Now let's talk about something nobody prepares you for. The role reversal. One day your parent is taking care of you. The next day you're helping them shower. This psychological shift is harder than any physical task you'll face. Your parent might resist your help. They might get angry. They might say hurtful things. This isn't about you. It's about them losing their independence. Imagine how you'd feel if someone had to help you use the bathroom. That loss of dignity is crushing. How do you handle this? You give them choices whenever possible. Instead of saying we're doing this, ask which option they prefer. Do you want to shower in the morning or evening? Would you like chicken or fish for dinner? These small decisions help them maintain a sense of control. Here's the third critical tip. Your home needs modifications way before you think it does. Most people wait until after a fall to install grab bars. That's backwards. Prevention is always easier than recovery. Walk through your home with fresh eyes. Look at it like you're seeing it for the first time. Are there loose rugs that could cause tripping? Is the lighting bright enough in hallways? Can your parent easily reach everyday items without stretching or bending? The bathroom is the most dangerous room in the house for elderly people. Install grab bars near the toilet and in the shower. Get a shower chair. Consider a raised toilet seat. These modifications cost a few $100s but could prevent a fall that leads to thousands in medical bills. But modifications aren't just about safety. They're about maintaining independence. A reacher tool means your parent can get items from high shelves without asking for help. A sock aid lets them dress themselves. These simple devices preserve dignity while keeping them safe. Now let's address the money situation. This is where families fall apart. Caregiving is expensive. Someone needs to pay for medications, medical equipment, home modifications, and possibly professional care. Who covers these costs? You need to have the money talk early. I know it's uncomfortable. Americans would rather discuss anything except finances. But avoiding this conversation leads to family fights and financial ruin. Sit down with your parents while they can still participate in the discussion. Review their income sources. Social Security, pensions, savings, investments. Understand what resources are available. Then look at their expenses and project future costs. Many families don't realize their parents qualify for benefits. Veterans benefits, Medicaid, tax deductions for medical expenses. There's financial help available, but you have to know where to look. Consider hiring an elder care attorney for one consultation. They can identify benefits you never knew existed. Here's tip number 5, and it's going to sound selfish. Take care of yourself first. When flight attendants give safety instructions, what do they say? Put on your own oxygen mask before helping others. The same principle applies to caregiving. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're exhausted, sick, or depressed, you're useless to your parents. Yet caregivers consistently put themselves last. They skip doctor appointments. They stop exercising. They abandon hobbies. Then they wonder why they're miserable. Schedule regular breaks. This isn't optional. It's mandatory. Hire a professional caregiver for a few hours each week. Use that time for yourself. Go to the gym. Meet friends. Do something that has nothing to do with caregiving. You'll return refreshed and more patient. Respite care is not abandoning your parents. It's ensuring you can continue caring for them long term. Think of it like a marathon. You can't sprint the entire race. You need to pace yourself or you'll collapse before the finish line. Now let's talk about the medical system. This is where you need to become an advocate. Doctors often talk to elderly patients like they're children. They rush through appointments. They don't explain things clearly. Your job is to bridge that gap. Bring a notebook to every appointment. Write down questions beforehand. Take notes during the visit. Don't leave until you understand everything. If the doctor uses medical jargon, ask them to explain in plain English. You're not being difficult. You're being responsible. Keep a medical binder with all important information. Current medications, allergies, medical history, insurance information, contact numbers for all doctors. When there's an emergency, you won't be scrambling to remember details. Everything is in one place. Here's something crucial about medications. Elderly people often take multiple prescriptions. Different doctors prescribe different drugs. Nobody is looking at the big picture. You need to be that person. Make a medication list and show it to every healthcare provider. Drug interactions are a serious problem for seniors. One medication might cancel out another. Or worse, combining certain drugs can be dangerous. A pharmacist can review the entire medication list and flag potential problems. This simple step could save your parents' life. The 7th and final tip is the hardest one. You need to have end-of-life conversations. Most people avoid this topic until it's too late. Then decisions get made in crisis mode without knowing what your parent actually wanted. Ask your parents about their wishes while they're still healthy. What kind of medical interventions do they want? Do they want to be resuscitated? Do they want feeding tubes? Where do they want to spend their final days? These aren't morbid questions. They're loving questions. Get everything in writing. Advance directives. Healthcare power of attorney. Living wills. These legal documents ensure your parents' wishes are followed. Without them, you might have to make impossible decisions without guidance. Talk about funeral arrangements too. I know this feels uncomfortable. But planning ahead removes the burden from family members during the worst time of their lives. Your parents might even find it comforting to know everything is arranged according to their preferences. Here's what nobody tells you about caregiving. It's the hardest job you'll ever do. It will test your patience, your strength, and your relationships. There will be days when you want to quit. Days when you cry from exhaustion. Days when you wonder if you're doing anything right. But here's what else nobody tells you. It can also be incredibly meaningful. You're giving back to the people who gave you life. You're showing your children what family means. You're creating final memories that you'll treasure forever. The key is being prepared. Following these 7 tips won't make caregiving easy. Nothing can do that. But they will make it manageable. They'll help you avoid the biggest mistakes. They'll give you a framework for handling whatever comes next. Remember, you're not just caring for your parents. You're honoring them. You're showing them that their years of sacrifice weren't in vain. That's worth every difficult moment. Start implementing these strategies today, before you think you need them. Your future self will thank you.